This noise is under 3000 RPM. I've also found that if you leave it this thing is ridiculous. What you're looking at here is the last of a dying breed. A big car with a big displacement engine. And that's what this is. This is the Jaguar F-PACE SVR. And it's got a 5-litre supercharged V8, putting out 405 kilowatts and 700 newton meters of torque. And welcome to another Greg Dennis review. A little bit noisier than usual. But in this review, we're going to look at the Jaguar F-PACE SVR. We'll take it on the road. We're going to see how it rips up the tarmac, how noisy it is. Then we'll take a look around the outside to see what makes it different to a normal F-PACE. And then at the end, I'll give you the GDR score. Up front, you've got these huge intakes and massive grille to let this supercharger breathe, because this supercharged V8 needs a lot of air. And then looking at the lights, you've got these awesome daytime running lights in the shape of a J. It's a J blade because it's a Jaguar. And you've also got these vents in the hood to let as much of this hot air out as possible, because things tend to heat up in here. And if these looks aren't enough to tell people around you that this car means business, then these 3 letters here will: SVR, Special Vehicle Operations, and R because race and red and really cool. And coming down the side, you've got vents here too, because once it comes in here, it allows the brakes to cool down and then hot air to come straight out, because with all of this go, you need a lot of wool. And then covering these brakes are 22-inch dual-tone rims with special SVR badging on them too, and they're wrapped in Pirelli P0s to give you all the traction that you need. Looking at the side profile, it says sporty as it comes. With a coupe-like drop at the back, you've got these 22-inch rims that almost take up half the height of the car. You've got this beautiful bespoke paint called Avo, which is really expensive. I'll talk about that later. You've got these side skirts that make the car look extra low and wide, but still have ground clearance to get through most of your day. And besides for the front, the rear is also where this F-PACE really shines. You've got these slimline LED tail lights. You've got these reflectors down the side here that make the car look extra wide. You've got SVR badging, and you've got the 4 pipes that are real. I'd get the stick, but I think that's kind of copyrighted at this point. And then looking at the boot, you do have an automatic tailgate. And then when you get in here, you'll be pleasantly surprised with how much space you have. You've got also lots of cavities and places to put things. You do have a couple hooks as well, but what you don't have back here is any way to actually put the seats down, so that you have to reach across into the front there if you want your back seats to go down. What you do have is a spare wheel, which is a big plus in a car like this. And you do have a tow bar that comes out at the press of a button. Well, that didn't work. Driving this F-PACE SVR is a petrolhead's dream. Putting it into dynamic, everything stiffens up, it becomes louder, it becomes ready for racing. And if you don't leave it in dynamic, are you even driving an SVR? And it makes all of this noise under 60 kilometers an hour. Legal. Ooh. This noise is under 3000 RPM. 2. I can hear that supercharger whining. Hot damn. Hope everyone's awake. These people are. Just remind you that the heating on the steering wheel is on and my seat, so I'm warm. My ears are happy. Pops and bangs and burbles. SVR is no joke. And if you get the RPMs just perfect, it leaves you with a whole bunch of pops and bangs. And inside the SVR, the sporty luxury is abundant. You've got Alcantara on your dash, which follows through all the way into your headliner. You've got a massive panoramic sunroof that opens. You've also got leather everywhere, on top of the dash, in front of the dash, through your center console, on your doors, as well as these awesome SVR racing bucket seats that are heated and cooled and have full electronic adjustments. Looking at the center console, you've got this curved infotainment screen that you get in most of the JLR products these days. You've also got a separate climate control here where you pull out and push the buttons in to adjust the fan speed as well as the seat temperature. And through the infotainment, you can view your 360 camera system. You've got a whole bunch of off-road modes too. You've also got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but what's the point of those when the car sounds like this? Further down the center console, you've got wireless phone charging. You've got this gear shifter wrapped in leather with SVR badging on. You've also got your drive select on the side here and a loud button for your exhaust, which looks like binoculars, but it's an exhaust and it's always on. The start button is also down here and pulsates like a heartbeat to get you in the emotion of driving, because this car really hits you in your feels, because it takes your breath away. Below this cover, you've also got two cup holders for two different drink sizes. You've got a little cubby for something, as well as a 12-volt socket. And underneath the armrest, which opens up, you've got a generic USB slot as well as USB-C, another 12-volt socket, and quite a bit of space down there. Oh, and it slides. Storage is also great. You've got a really nice big cubby hole. You've got space underneath here to store anything secretly, and the door bins are big too, and they've got extra space deeper in the doors here. And while we're looking at the door, you'll see you've got Meridian surround audio, which is impeccable and comes with most of your JLR products. And then from a driver's point of view, you've got this beautifully leather wrapped steering wheel. You've got contrast stitching, SVR badging. You've got these big buttons on each side, which are kind of individual when you tap them, but it's one big button. You've also got paddle shifters here, which are your best friend in sport mode. And you've got a digital display for the driver that you can change the theme of it too. It's so throaty and angry. Damn. But I mean, the driving experience of this car is exactly what you think it would be. It's aggressive, it's loud, it keeps you on the edge of your seat. You need to pay attention because, and again, you've got a lot of power in front of you, and you're reminded of that when just looking down at the hood and you can see these vents popping out there to let you know that there's this 5-liter supercharged beast at your will, and just by dropping a gear and getting your foot down, it just starts to growl at you and it's just ready to pounce. Get it? Pounce? It's a Jag. And then sitting in the back, again, I have to commend them on the leather that they've used in this car because it is so soft and supple. Oh, it feels so good. Okay, anyway, legroom is great for me, and with the seat being a slimline bucket seat, it does take up less room here, but for any other person, you'll have more than enough room. You've also got heated seats at the back here too, and 2 USB-C slots and 1 12-volt socket. Storage in the door bins is okay. There's not a lot of room in there for a lot of stuff, but you'll get a bottle of water. And then looking at the armrest, it's very basic. You've got 2 cup holders, and that's it. But it's just so well composed. Yes, it's a heavy car. You've got these huge 22-inch wheels, so your traction and your grip and how you feel the car handling is just superb. Even in this aggressive dynamic mode where everything is so much stiffer and that sort of thing, it's such an awesome driving experience. Not to mention these seats that one would think are probably going to be uncomfortable because of how thin and narrow they are, but these racing SVR bucket seats are just incredible. The way that they hug you just right, the way you can adjust them perfectly. They've even got a heating function, and now in winter, obviously they're going to be heated because I want to be as cozy as possible. And again, the steering wheel is also heated. I've got that on too. So my hands are warm, my back and my butt is warm, and my ears and my heart are happy because I can do things like this. Oh, I can do this all day, just like Captain America says. And it would be rude of me not to do a pull-off. So I'm in dynamic, into first. Oh, drop a gear. And it makes all of these sounds and all of these noises well with under 60 kilometers an hour, so you can have so much fun. Oh, and the warmer this exhaust gets, the louder and more aggressive it starts to sound. To cruise, you simply pop it back into eco or normal and everything just dials down. So your ride becomes a lot more softer, it's not as aggressive, so it kind of feels like you're now back into a normal SUV again. So commuting through this Santon traffic becomes an absolute breeze. The gearbox is superb. You don't even know anything's happening down here, even at these low speeds with this huge engine in front of you. It just seems to tick along as smoothly as possible. It's really amazing. This car has astounded me with everything that it's done. Okay, I'm a bit of a fanboy. I mean, yes, I might have a jacket too, but leave me. And then there's the price. And if you've got over 2 million rand to put towards an F-PACE SVR, I wouldn't hesitate. It comes with the theater. It comes with the angriness. It comes with this growling spirit that Jaguar is known for, and it definitely does not disappoint in that factor. So yeah, I mean, listen, these big displacement engines are going to be a thing of the past. They're not going to be making them anymore. The engines are getting smaller. They might still sound loud, but you're not going to get that low down grunts and angry screaming and pops that this car does. So if you're a petrol head and you love to hear a car making noises like this and get pushed into the back of your seat and get wrapped in beautiful leather and slim bucket seats and this beautiful paint job, I mean, you've got 22-inch wheels, you've got suede and Alcantara, you've got this massive panoramic sunroof, you've got a gearbox that's superb, you've got infotainment here, which you probably shouldn't use if you're going to use Apple CarPlay, because you want to hear the car. Don't listen to music when you've got a V8 Symphony in front of you. That's sacrilege. But I'll let you use CarPlay for Google Maps or the built-in nav. That's okay. Drop a gear. Hey look, there's a Jag dealership. Go get one. And even though it's got a coupe-like design, your visibility out the back isn't that impaired either. With the center headrest in the back being quite slim, it does open up quite a nice space for you to see out the back there, which is quite nice. So visibility is great. And as wide as what the car is, you do have the 360 camera system here. So sneaking through traffic and trying to squeeze past someone is quite manageable, because you're able to actually look directly at those wheels down on the side to see how far you are, which is very, very handy. If you ever get to drive an angry V8 like this, do it. And then plodding along in traffic is dope. You create so much and cause so much nonsense, and you guys will probably think that the noise is coming through speakers, and I'd be honest with that, and the noise is not coming from the speakers at all. This is all outside the car, and it's still loud. Damn, they they're being completely honest with this offering that they're giving us. They're saying it's absolutely nuts, it's loud, we aren't messing around with sound, we're not trying to pretend it's something that it's not. This is an SVR, and there's no denying that. Okay, and now it's time for the GDR test. So should you get the car, should you drive the car, or should you remove it from your list of cars that you're looking at? And I don't think there's even a reason in the world to think other than get it. As I've said, this is a car that's not going to be around for much longer. They're not going to be making these big capacity 5-litre engines anymore. They're never really going to sound like this anymore either. So if you can get your hands on an F-PACE SVR, do it. You won't regret it. So thanks for watching another Greg Dennis review. I thoroughly enjoyed driving this thoroughbred. If you enjoyed this, please really drop a like, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more of my videos in the future. I've got a lot more coming up, and I'll see you then. Cheers. This is comfortable and fast. That was an eco with the valves off. Oh. Please can I win the lotto?